This is We Bleed Orange and Black, the podcast for Halloween and horror lovers, where we interview indie creators, discuss our favorite horror, and share original spooky stories. I'm Jeff C. Carter.
And I'm Ryan Gerasi. And this week,
In the Blink of a Cosmic Clock. Albert drives the fourth pin into my head, locking the steel halo into place. A tear wells up from the corner of my eye. I have tried holding it back, or blinking it away, but it always trickles down the same exact path. This is a moment anchored in space-time, as meticulously transfixed as my own punctured skull. The tiny hairs at my wrists stand up, like a wave of dominoes falling in reverse, racing up my arms and neck. The air inside the chamber sizzles. The quantum accelerator reaches full power. Al throws the switch. A supernova burst of radiation blasts the flesh from my bones and reduces me to a smear of quantum-entangled particles. My severed consciousness screams through the time stream, ricocheting back to this day again and again. I cannot protest or stop the procedure. Even my attempts at sabotage are in vain. I spent my childhood and then my career fantasizing and theorizing about a way to break free from the rushing river of time. Now I am unmoored, drowning in whirlpools of regret. I relive my greatest failures, from the schoolyard, to the prom, to that midnight clinic sophomore year with my ex-girlfriend. I choke on the perfect words as my wife Donna walks out the door. The arrow of time, straight and unwavering, was an illusion. My life had always moved in fits and starts, mired in black bogs of depression, with the occasional lurch of manic abandon. And of course, my struggle with alcohol was an obvious time loop, from rehab to relapse, repeating, self-defeating, over and over and over again. It wasn't all self-inflicted. Some tragedies, like the bitterness that poisoned my father, were inherited and passed down to us. Then there were the cruel incursions of the chaotic universe, like my big brother's journey home in a body bag. I must have carried Tommy's coffin from the church 1,000 times, quivering beneath the added weight of my father's doubled expectations. I've tried saving my brother, and I've tried healing my family, but that grief and pain have collapsed into a singularity with no escape. I turned inward, sifting through the wreckage of my life, desperate to put right what once went wrong. It's hopeless. The threads of my fate are twisted in impossible knots, ethereal yet permanent, like my own quantum-entangled existence. I materialize inside a dark room in Elk Ridge, Indiana. A baby stares up from his crib with familiar brown eyes. I push aside the tinkling mobile and wrap my hands around his throat. I know full well I cannot crush out my weak and mewling life. But after reliving my mistakes for millennia, this ritual provides a meager release. My parents, the catalysts of my existence, are likewise immune to my predations. No amount of cyanide, car crashes, or bathtub electrocutions can erase my conception. So, I stalk the fetid shorelines of Pangaea, stomping on every fish to ever flop from the primordial sea. This yields nothing but ankles caked in fish guts. I dig beneath the roots of Earth's evolutionary tree, mining epochs of chemical chain reactions to discover how my elementary particles came to be. It is true, we are made of stars. I delve further, hurtling headlong through the first stellar nurseries into the vast primal darkness of radioactive gases. Here, hovering above the Big Bang's event horizon, I reach the edge of before and after. Beyond this barrier, all of existence is compressed into an infinitesimal dot, and space-time itself lies unborn. I am no longer a man, an impotent failure, a crawling chain of heartbreaks. I am a miasma of particle physics, a peculiar feeling, long forgotten, seethes within my quarks and gluons. It is hope. I can shatter the shackles of time. I can finally put right what once went wrong. I reach out and extinguish the spark of creation.
So despondent with his own life, he is willing to destroy all life in the universe? Man, that guy must really suck.
My idea was that Sam Beckett steps into the quantum accelerator, and instead of traveling within his own life to put right what once went wrong, all he can do is revisit those moments where things went wrong. My initial idea was that regret or trauma was a form of time travel. I was going to write a story about a guy who had all this trauma and regret and kept going back in his mind to these certain moments or replaying them over and over again, or fixating on different futures that may never happen, because he was anxious or paranoid, and play that off of the motif of time travel. And then I realized, oh wait, Quantum Leap is the perfect intro into this. So this is sort of a dark fan fiction twist on what would happen if he could travel in his own life but could never change anything in his life because it was all permanently etched in space-time.
So even erasing the cosmic spark will do any good?
Yes, because I posit that before the existence of space-time, there's nothing for him to be locked into. So if he can get past the event horizon of the Big Bang, and he's just made of quantum particles, so... What
if you follow the expansion and contraction theory or string theory? So he just comes out on the other side and he has to go forwards now and live all those regrets again.
That could happen, but either way, our universe does get snuffed out. The universe we know. So I think it still works as a sort of tragic horror story.
It's too close to home for me, frankly.
Oh boy.